What is up, everybody? Bootman here, and we are back with another Marvel Snap video. And in this video, since we just had this massive buff to Galactus, I wanted to discuss this topic with you before you pin Galactus or spend 6,000 tokens on this card, because all of the hype that's been going around about Galactus lately, this card is way overvalued, and we need to discuss it before you waste a bunch of tokens and get very upset and have buyer's remorse. All right, but before we get started, if you're new here, hi, my name is Chris, aka Bootman, and if you love Marvel Snap, especially the competitive aspect, ranking up the ladder, all that stuff, make sure you subscribe and ring that notification bell. Also, because I'm here to help you save tokens, because there's this bias, this thinking error that we have where it's, oh, everybody's talking about this thing, therefore it must be good. And I think a lot of people have fallen for that, especially with the way hype happens on YouTube and all that kind of stuff. So make sure you subscribe, because I'll always be honest with you. I'm not just gonna run around telling you every card or deck is amazing without showing you what can go wrong in a deck, all right? So I wanted to discuss this with you when talking about this deck, okay? So right now, this deck is currently, hold on, let me pull it up, currently ranked number one on Marvel Snap Zone's tier list, okay? I can go on into rants about this. The tier list is just, it's basically opinion. There's a little bit of data that goes into it, but a lot of it's opinion, okay? And you gotta think and understand, and I've done plenty of videos on the psychology of this stuff. There's a lot of bias that goes into these things, right? Think about it. If you are just in your experience, right? You playing Marvel Snap, just you, based on your MMR, your collection level, your ranking, right? And you're facing certain types of decks, okay? Now, if you sat down and wrote this tier list, you would have a personal opinion on what the best decks were. Meanwhile, there are thousands, hundreds of thousands, however many people are playing Marvel Snap who are having different experiences. So that's one of the biases that comes into play when we're talking about these tier lists, right? So whoever's making these, if they're having good luck with a Thanos list, if they're facing a lot of Thanos lists and losing, that can bump it up. And that goes with any deck, okay? But this is the number one deck on their list, okay? Now, as you can see, I have this deck right here, all right? I just spent about an hour playing with it because our boy Thanos just got buffed up to a 6'11", formerly a 6'8". So the way Thanos works is you need to play all 6 of these cards, these stones, in order to buff him up, all right? And he gets plus 6, is it? Or plus 10? Yeah, plus 10 power. So now instead of being an 18, he's a 21, all right? So during the Quantum Tunnel event, I think that's where a lot of this hype for Thanos came around, because, well, even before that, I made a video because KM Best and some other people were saying, oh my God, this Lockjaw Thanos list, oh my God, it's amazing, it's amazing. I made a video, I'm like, it's not that amazing, you guys. Like, it's kind of like mediocre at best, because Lockjaw comes with so much randomness. So I'm gonna break down some of the reasons why this deck is not amazing, why Thanos isn't overpowered, and why you might wanna wait before you buy Thanos, okay? And then I'm gonna hop into a few games just to show you, complete transparency, how many things can go wrong, all right? So this deck, all right? And don't get me wrong, by the way, I always say this too, if you want like a different deck archetype, if you want a card where you could build a million different decks around it, get Thanos. Like, if you just wanna have fun, get Thanos. But like, I just think there's so much hype around how well this thing will help you rank up the ladder, all right? So, especially because so many people are playing Thanos, right? So, after playing this, here's some of my takeaways, which you'll see in some of these games, all right? So, first off, if you do not draw the Mind Stone first turn, all right, you're having problems, okay? So the Mind Stone draws 2 stones from your deck, okay? So if you don't draw these stones from your deck, they're sitting in your deck. So guess what happens when you use Lockjaw? It'll pull a stone. You're pulling in a 1 power card. Best case, you're pulling in a 3 power ongoing card that triggers Thanos, which can get destroyed, okay? Which we'll touch on in a second. Next up, if you don't start off with Quinjet in your hand, play on turn 1 or maybe even turn 2, you're in trouble, okay? So Quinjet makes all of your stones 0 cost, which is very, very powerful. But if you don't have Quinjet, they cost 1, okay? Next, if you don't start off with, which one? This one right here, Time Stone. If you don't start off with the Time Stone in your hand, you're also in trouble because the Time Stone, if you have Lockjaw in your hand, can then play Lockjaw on turn 2, so a whole turn early. So if that's not happening, you're also in trouble, okay? Now, if you don't have Lockjaw in your hand, you're screwed because you know what happens when Lockjaw's not in your hand? You have a bunch of other cards in your hand. You have a bunch of big cards, you have a bunch of stones, and these stones are gonna clog up your space, and especially with this deck that they rank tier 1, there is absolutely nothing at all to destroy these stones, all right? The other thing too, so let's say you don't draw Quinjet, and now you have these stones, okay? So you play Lockjaw on turn 3. That is the only card that you're playing, all right? Now, next turn, you could play 3 stones into Lockjaw, but do you know what happens? That entire lane is now full. That entire lane is now full, and if you're lucky, your big cards are still in your deck. If you're not lucky, they're in your hand, and now you're just pulling stones or whatever junk you have. I just had a game, for example, where the only 2 cards left in my deck were Sunspot and Quinjet, and I have Lockjaw sitting there because I did get lucky and pull my big cards. I pulled Devil Dinosaur, and I pulled, I believe, She-Hulk, and both of them got exploded by a Shang-Chi. So now I have this empty Lockjaw lane, but whatever I drop in there, I'm pulling 2 extremely low power cards. The other thing too is, in case you didn't notice, these are all 1-cost cards, and they can get destroyed by a little guy named Killmonger, all right? I literally just lost to a Cerebro 3 deck. Has Killmonger, has Shang-Chi, just those 2 cards alone, all right? One of the reasons people love this deck is because it has Leech. Well, check it out. You can literally put Leech in any deck. And like, I'm not sure if just this deck that they've ranked number 1 on here is just bad. There's a million different Lockjaw decks out there. I ran one during the Quantum Tunnel event, which was different than this. Had like Thor and Jane Foster and Leech and stuff like that, which is cool. But like, the other biggest downsides to this is that you are clogging up a lane, and you need this stone right here, the Space Stone, to keep cycling through. And when it does, it's phenomenal because you can keep moving cards out of the way, right? But if not, you're just sitting there with a clogged lane, and it's just completely susceptible to whatever they do. And then if they do it on turn 6, you don't even have time to refill that lane with some power. You know what I mean? So like, I really just wanted to hop on real quick and make this video. I'm gonna just jump in to a few games and show you guys how this thing plays just straight through, like 3 games, so you can see everything that goes wrong. Like, I just lost like a fat 8-cube game, and I'm just like, you know, people are only hearing the good things about these cards. So anyways, let's jump into it, and maybe I can save you some tokens. Unless you wanna just have fun, if you care about fun, if you care about creativity, buy this card ASAP, all right? So let's see if I look dumb and get like the ideal starting hand. But yeah, like, the other thing with a Lockjaw deck, like I don't know about you, but I am scared out of my mind to snap. It's so random. It's so random. You have no idea what they're playing. Even if you have the best cards in your hand, you have no idea what they're gonna play. This actually might be good. So the Time Stone, it gives us 1 extra energy. I like to talk through what each stone does because when I first watch, I'm like, this is crazy. So it gives us an extra energy, so we'll have 4 energy rather than 3, which is kind of cool. And I'm gonna hopefully take advantage of Luke Bar. So Reality Stone, it changes the location. I would save it up and change Limbo later just as kind of a surprise thing, but we're limited on space here. This guy's gonna be clogging his hand. So if I do get Leech, but look, no Quinjet, no Lockjaw. Oh, there's Quinjet. All right, cool. Oh, and there's Lockjaw. Got it. So I can't even play that there. Ugh. So now I can only put 2 cards down here. All right. Quinjet is going to allow me to put 0 costs over here, and that's about it. So looking at our hand, we have a lot of our big cards are still back in the deck, but let's see. So now I'm going to drop my Soul Stone. Yeah, Soul Stone and maybe Time Stone. I like the fact that I've been able to cycle the Time Stone in Luke's bar. But a Leech would be really good right now because their hand is getting very, very full. Sick. That protects our us from Shang-Chi. We'll bounce this back into our hand. If they have a Shang-Chi on the left, we might be in trouble. So they're ahead by, what is that? They're ahead by 11, no, by 9, and we're ahead by 12. So I think we can win this. I pull all their stuff into the middle. But like, look at that. Like, there's not really an opportunity to, even in that one, to snap. Like, what am I'm not a fan of snapping on the last turn, but unless they snap me, then we'll snap back. Maybe I shouldn't have played the Soul Stone. That might reduce my power. Is that going to reduce my power? I probably shouldn't have done that. Probably shouldn't have done that. Let's see. But then again, I'm going to reduce 2 of their power here too, so it might actually equal out. So the Soul Stone gives all opponents' cards -1 power. Come on, Coz. Come on. Great. Yay. Been kind of slow showing the retreat. Yeah, so I was 93 and like a half. And prior to that, playing for an hour, I was going like up to 2 cubes, down 2 cubes, up 2 cubes, down 2 cubes, up 2 cubes, down 2 cubes. Like, it's just not that consistent. Boy, oh boy, oh boy, oh boy. Like, I don't even, this sucks, dude. Because it's like, what do I do? If I Leech, there's a chance that they might dump their hand, so I'm barely gonna hit anything. Arrow is one of the most powerful cards in the game. Do I want to really like just waste that with stats right now? I think that's what I'm gonna do though. That's the thing that makes them. Gonna pull my Quinjet. Oh. Only play 1 card. Huh. Interesting. You're gonna hit my Quinjet? Is that what you're gonna do? No, you're gonna hit my Mind Stone. So now we cannot play Thanos. The guy who just popped up, can't play him. He is null and void. It does look like we kind of leached some of their stuff. Dick. Thanos deck, baby. Let's do one or two more. No fist bump. No fist bump. RNG was not our friend that time. Okay, so this is a half decent hand. We have 3 stones. Okay, I can draw 2 with Mind Stone right now. So that lessens the chance of pulling stones if Lockjaw comes out. I'm gonna go for like 1 extra energy, but we'll see how that goes. Toss She-Hulk down just in case they throw me over to Morag, you know what I'm saying? Okay, I like that. So, like, do you see how quickly this board's filling up? And that's one of the struggles with that's one that's one of the struggles with this deck is that you fill your board up and it's like I was just gonna move her. I was just gonna move her. Oh. Oh. That's not bad. Maybe I should have moved one just in case. But yeah, like, do you build a deck that destroys your cards? Should you have a Carnage in there? Should you have your own Killmonger? Because there's 2 ongoing cards in this. Like, this is the card that triggers them. You know? But this seems like that Freddy Babes piece. Oh, Lord. I get Lockjaw. Like, what do you do here? Remember I was saying, like, I don't snap on turn 6? Like, everybody else does. Everybody else does. They think that you're dumb enough to sit in here. They think that after they destroyed all of your cards, that you're gonna say, you know what? I got this. And they're just thinking that you're just gonna hit that button and just say, you know what? I think I'm gonna go with this. I have 1 card on the board while you're sitting there with 29 power and 2 locations. I think I got this. Like, I don't get it. I try my best to understand human psychology. We'll do one more. But like, I will never, ever for the life of me understand people who do that, who snap on turn 6, just hoping that you're brain dead, hoping that you might be in some kind of weird, like, comatose state and just accidentally just tapping the end turn button. You know what I mean? Like, who do they think who's gonna hit that? I don't know. I often don't do it because I would feel embarrassed. I would feel embarrassed doing that. That is insulting to somebody. So we'll play the Space Stone. That draws us a card. Nice. Now we can play in that location if we have Reality Stone, because it'll change it, little Scarlet Witch style. So what I could do is just play into it. Hmm. Yeah, it's hard to play these big decks too because everybody's running Shang-Chi. With the prevalence of Shuri, it's hard to play a deck that rolls big cards, especially if you're not playing armor. You know what I mean? Yeah, I'm not really sure. I'm guessing since he has a sunspot. So here's another situation you get. So I just played 5 stones, right? I just played 5 stones, and now I got Lockjaw, and now I got Quinjet. So this Quinjet is gonna do absolutely nothing for me because I only have 1 card left that Quinjet will affect, right? I think this is our only play. Guess it's our turn to Shang-Chi though. So we might get 2 of our cubes back. Maybe. Maybe. Yeah, I don't think many people are having that much luck with these Thanos decks. We got a couple retreats out of it, you know. But yeah, I'm not a fan because you can't. It's hard to tell when you're supposed to snap early. But let's take a look at something real quick before I let you go. All right. Let's go to snap.fan. This is something I was wondering about. So Thanos. It's been on the rise for weeks now, right? People have been talking about this card for weeks. So why is that? Let's see what its win rate is. What do you say? 1 win played, so 21. 1 win drawn, number 13. That is mind-blowing to me. Like, it's saying the stats are pretty decent for it. Let's check out the cards and go to stats. These are the kind of things I do when I'm trying to think of like what decks to play and everything like that. Win percentage, Thanos. So it's been played 90,000 times, which isn't that much compared to obviously like Series 4, Series 3 cards, everything. So 61% of the time it says it wins played. Interesting. Like, you know, just think about it, consider it. I wanted to toss this video out. 1, because I got tilted with the amount of losing and struggling I've done, but 2, because I've seen everybody talking about like, oh, I'm pinning Thanos. Oh, I'm pinning Thanos. I'm gonna get Thanos. Oh, I can't wait for Thanos to pop in my shop. Like, chill out and know the reality stone of the situation. Just understand what you're getting into. All right. I have not had that much success. I had a buddy who just hit Infinite, but he switched to a different deck. He was playing Thanos deck like throughout the 90s and was bouncing back and forth, having a lot of problems. So just keep that in mind. Keep that in mind before you go blow 6,000 tokens. As long as you're informed, as long as you know what you're getting into and don't think you have like one of the best cards in the game now, like, go for it. Buy whatever you want. But I don't want you to blindly just walk into spending 6,000 tokens, all right? Anyways, that's all I got. If you're new, make sure you subscribe, ring that notification bell, give the video a thumbs up if you liked it, and join our Discord server and follow me on Twitter. All that's linked down below. If you follow me on Twitter, I give away 3 season passes every single month, all right? You don't wanna miss that. All right, so thanks so much for watching. Make informed decisions before you spend tokens. I'll see you next time.